It is 6:50, time for the morning sprint.
We start with the latest on breaking news overseas right now. UK search and rescue crews are looking for the pilot of the U.S. Air Force after his fighter jet crashed into the North Sea this morning. That's the body of water between the UK and Norway in Europe. The F-15 Sea Eagle was on a routine mission from an airbase in the UK.
Starting at 8 o'clock this morning, most restaurants, gyms, and retailers can open at 50% capacity under Phase 2 of Dane County's reopening plan. Also allowed outdoor gatherings of up to 100 people with social distancing and indoor gatherings with up to 50 people. K through 12 and secondary schools will now be allowed to operate, and playgrounds will be back open for those kiddos.
Also starting today at 8, the application period for small business grants. $75 million in funding from the Federal CARES Act will be handed out through those grants. Businesses have more than a week to apply. Applications close just before midnight next Tuesday.
Hoping for some good news this morning on the latest coronavirus numbers here in Wisconsin. Newest data here shows nearly 3/4 of Wisconsin's 22,000 confirmed cases have recovered. Nearly 700 people have died. 2.6% of new cases came back positive yesterday. That puts us at 5,500 active cases across the state.
With more than 6,500 confirmed cases, the Navajo Nation now has more cases than 6 states combined. The nation is under a daily curfew that lasts from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m., and residents are encouraged to stay home as much as possible.
New data just into the newsroom within the last half hour. Eviction filings are up 42% statewide compared to last year's levels. The jump comes after Governor Evers' statewide moratorium on evictions ended May 27th. Landlords filed for more than 1,300 eviction suits in Wisconsin courts since June 1st. Now, this does not include federal housing. People living in those developments are protected from being evicted through late July.
Well, we do know Black and Latinx communities are disproportionately impacted by the pandemic. We don't yet know the full extent. A lot of that is because 52% of reported coronavirus cases in the U.S. are still missing data on race or ethnicity. According to Politico, guidance on gathering more data, including race, won't start for a few more months. Breaking overnight, we're learning President Trump is expected to sign an executive order tomorrow focusing on police reform. PBS News reports this includes creating national standards for use of force, in addition to tracking police misconduct. The president is also reportedly planning to meet privately with Black families who've been impacted by police violence.
We're keeping an eye out for comments from the president this morning, but here's what the order could look like. It is expected to have 5 parts, including a statement acknowledging some officers have misused their authority and caused Black communities to mistrust them, and in order to create a federal database to track officers' wrongdoing.
California's Attorney General is being asked to investigate the death of a young Black man found hanging from a tree across from a City Hall building. It happened in Palmdale, north of Los Angeles. The sheriff's department there says Robert Fuller took his own life, but the 24-year-old's family suspects foul play. 2 weeks ago, another Black man's body was found hanging from a tree in neighboring San Bernardino County.
Anxiety and depression among Black people is increasing following the death of George Floyd. Within a week after the video going viral, rates shot up to higher rates than any other ethnic group. You can see it here on the graph. Data from the Washington Post shows 41% screened positive for either anxiety or depression or both. Asian Americans are also seeing a spike.
Before you plan tonight's dinner, you're going to want to check your fridge. The USDA is recalling 40,000 pounds of ground beef for E. coli concerns. The 7 affected products are from Lakeside Refrigerated Services out of New Jersey. The company produced them June 1st and sent them out nationwide. The products have the establishment number 46841.
The Green Bay Packers Pro Shop will open back up today. They'll have some new safeguards, including closed fitting rooms and hand sanitizer in the store. There will also be plastic barriers at checkout registers.
We could find out today when Major League Baseball might return. The Players Union and the league have not been able to work out a deal, but over the weekend, the players said they were sick of the owners not negotiating in good faith and ended their statement telling the owners to name a date and place for them to show up, giving them a deadline of today. The league has the ability to shorten the season to as few as 48 games.
And starting today, you'll once again be able to use bus service between Janesville and O'Hare Airport. Coach USA suspended the service back in April. To keep customers safe, the company says they're implementing new cleaning and disinfecting procedures.
Final look at traffic at 6:55 this morning. Things off to a pretty smooth start across town. A look at Madison right now. Looks like just a couple of delays along East Washington Avenue and Highway 51. Park Street also looking a little bit more slowing down this morning. There's your drive times. Looks like John Nolan Drive. We're heading into downtown this morning. You should be good to go. That's your first one traffic.
It's mid-June. Our normal high is 78 degrees today. That's exactly where we'll be, but we are going to heat things up for the rest of the week with highs in the 80s. Take a look at the radar map this morning. We are seeing more shower and thunderstorm development in northwestern Wisconsin. Still an outside chance that a few showers or isolated thunderstorms will develop west of Dane County this morning. They'll likely diminish, though, and fall apart before they make it to Madison. Our forecast has high temperatures in the upper 70s with a southeasterly wind. Low humidity is expected today. That extended forecast has warmer temperatures as we go through the rest of the week and mainly dry conditions. After today, our next chance for rain comes later in the day on Thursday with highs near 90. Humidity will be higher as well.
Thanks, Hattie. We'll have a news update coming up here in 30 minutes.